Today's Yin Yoga session will support the Stage 7 task of connecting to your faith through questioning. If you are currently enjoying a religion, if you currently attend your local church, synagogue, or temple or mosque, you might feel uncomfortable with the concept of questioning your faith. But here's the key. There's a difference between questioning respectfully, having a conversation with the divine, seeking to understand at a deeper level, versus questioning to reject. Now, you may choose to question in either one of these paths. So your question for your questioning today will be, how will you choose to question your faith? I often recommend that respectful questioning for understanding is usually the better way to go. Within that questioning for understanding, you may find certain historical aspects of your faith that you may choose to say don't line up with you right now. But you may find others that do. So your faith may morph through this questioning a little bit in terms of your daily practices. But overall, you will find that through respectful questioning, seeking to understand, your faith will actually become much deeper than it ever has before.
We begin by setting up the breath. Take a slow, deep breath in and let it out like a sigh of relief. Let's take another just like that, even longer and slower, but let it out like a sigh. One more. This time, take as long an inhale as you can and send it out slowly, consciously, with purpose, all the way. Squeeze out every little bit. Again. One more like that. Return to breathing normally. Be at peace. You are here and now. Let's get started. Coming into a child's pose. We'll take the knees wide or narrow if you prefer. Toes together in the back. And we will sink down, arms out into the mat. A couple of variations on this. You can put blocks under the wrists. You can use a block or a sandbag or a pillow under the chest to support this pose. Find your child's pose. slowly come out of your child's pose. And back to an easy sit for a moment. Breathe. From here, we'll come into a revolved child's pose. In this child's pose, we keep our knees closer together and enter it from a table. We'll take the right arm up and through, resting on the right shoulder. Now, for support in this pose, for a yin practice, you may not feel like you need anything at all, or you might feel like you would enjoy a block or a bolster, maybe more like a bolster or a pillow or a sandbag under the shoulder if the pressure on that point is uncomfortable. So find your revolved child's pose. Switching sides, push up slowly, back to table. Take the left arm up and through to resting on the left shoulder. Right forearm is on the ground to support. If this is hard on the knees, you can fold up your mat, fold it over a couple of times to provide a nice cushion for the knees. Pushing up slowly, coming back to an easy sit for just a couple of breaths. From here, we'll move into a bound angle. Soles of the feet together. They can be close in with blocks under the knees, or they can be further away from you, also with blocks under the knees. We are going to be folding forward, so gather your props for that and find your most comfortable bound angle, and that could be different each day. You can use a combination of blocks to support you, and remember to change up the height of your blocks as you deepen the stretch over the course of holding the pose. Come up slowly. Move your props, and we'll come back to an easy sit for a couple of breaths. Coming now into a Sage Marichi 2, we'll start with the left foot and bring that all the way up to the hip. The right foot, we're going to bring the heel back to the ankle or just slightly forward of the ankle. We want this leg to be far enough to the right that you can get down beside it, but not too far. We'll be folding forward, reaching forward with the heart, and then taking the arms in a bind around the right leg. If this is too intense, please choose a different position, whatever your body is craving right now. In terms of support, you might like a block on top of the left leg that you can lean over. Adjust your props as you deepen your pose. Come up slowly, and we will switch sides. This time the right heel comes to the left hip. The left heel comes back to meet the ankle, maybe a little further over to the left. Make sure there's room to get by the leg. Reach out with the heart. Take a bind. Remember that you can support this position with a block on top of the right leg this time. And breathe. Adjust your props as you deepen the pose. And slowly come up. Put your props away. And we will check back in with an easy sit for a couple of breaths. From here, let's head down to the ground. Swing yourself around and come down. Lying flat, legs are long, shoulders tucked under, and arms at the sides. From here, we'll take the legs up. You can use a strap to support this, or you can use a block under the hips. Play around with a couple of different configurations and see what is most enjoyable. If you have a strap, kind of like this one, you can put your arms through it. Or you can use the wall. Put your legs up at the wall to support yourself. And breathe. Bringing the feet down, releasing your straps, or coming away from the wall if you were using the wall. Coming back down. Lying flat. Checking in with ourselves for a couple of breaths. From here, we'll bring both knees up. Grab the toes for happy baby. Maybe bring the feet high. Maybe rock a little and breathe. release. Slowly bringing the legs back down, lying flat. Checking in for a couple of breaths. Coming into Shavasana. Shoulder blades tucked under. You might like a pillow or a bolster under the knees for comfort, or under the head, or nothing at all. Legs can fall to the sides a little bit. Hands can be at your sides or resting on the belly. This is your time to integrate your practice. What you noticed today, what came up for you today. When you're ready, start to wiggle your fingers and your toes. Remove any props or pillows. Maybe roll the wrists and ankles. Start to move the arms and the legs. Maybe take the arms up for a stretch. And roll over to one side for a rest. Just a moment while you get your bearings. Extend the top leg out and push up to a seated position. Thank you for joining me today. The love and the light and the teacher in me honors that in you. Namaste.